The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.
Hey folks, Golofaro here for this week's video fishing forecast, and by some crazy weather. Almost 60 degrees yesterday, and today it's snowing. Only one day really as far as reports go, and as far as cod fishing goes. Fishing was hot, however. The Viking Starship did get out on Tuesday, got out to the Block Island grounds, first trip out since Saturday, and they had an excellent day. Limits all around the boat, fish from the first drop right to the end of the day. The Island Current, which is sailing out of Snug Harbor up in Rhode Island, fishing the same Block Island grounds, same thing, banner day, back to the dock by 11 a.m. with full limits. So the cod are there. It's just, just the weather's not cooperating. It's not looking good for the next few days. We've got this snowstorm now, going to kick up rough seas for a couple of days. But when you can get out, the fishing is normally very good. Captain Al did not get out, but they are still sailing. They're sailing Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and also holidays at 6 a.m. for cod and ling. But no reports from him yet this week. I spoke to Frank over at Bernie's Bait and Tackle in Sheepshead Bay. Herring fishing now, he described it as the fish very scattered, thinned out. You have to work hard to get 10 to 12 fish and put in a lot of hours. So that seems to be fading out of the picture. Excuse me. If you do want to try to scrape up a few herring, he suggested the Coney Island Pier and the 69th Street Pier is your best bets. Still some schoolie stripers in the East River, but that fishing has moved more like from midtown to uptown Manhattan, rather than down at the southern end of Manhattan. That fishing's mostly bucktails, swim shads, and curly tails on jig heads, an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce primarily. Spoke to Bob Rose at Bob's Bait and Tackle in Amity Harbor. He had one good report concerning both white perch and trout, both coming from the same body of water, and that's below in the tidal section below Argyle Park in Babylon. The key to that fishing, especially for the white perch, is shrimp. Unfortunately, nobody's selling shrimp these days. You have to catch your own, either find a creek or canal with a population of shrimp in them. They can be netted with a fine mesh net. Or one thing you can do, especially if you live on the water, have a friend on a canal, is hang a burlap bag along the bulkhead. Come back the next day and the shrimp will be clinging to it if there's shrimp in that area. I stopped in at Connetquot State Park on Sunday. Ran into Mark Melanowski of Hook and Brook Guide Service, and Mark, he had over 20 fish when I was speaking to him there, and mostly nice rainbows and brookies, 2 pounds, some to 3 pounds. He did have a 25-incher also, and he was catching them all on nymphs. If you want to give fly fishing a try at Connetquot, take advantage of Mark's guide service. He can set you up and get you going. You can give him a call at 631-589-0065. And I'll tell you, it's a great experience just being in the park, but if you want to tune up your fly fishing skills, Mark's a good guy to go in there with. No shows or flea markets this weekend, very quiet. But the following weekend, we do have the New York Sport Fishing Federation Forum and Auction. That's on Saturday and Sunday at the Freeport Rec Center. Hours there are 8 to 6 on Saturday, 9 to 2:30 on Sunday, followed by the big auction at 2:30. And some great deals there on charters, fishing trips, things like that, including a trip to Alaska. That's it. Unfortunately, not a lot of reports to share. Hopefully spring's a little closer, although you can't tell it by what's going on outside today. But keep the faith. Spring will be here soon enough. Until next week, I'm Fred Golofaro for thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.